Jon Jones has never turned down an opponent here or been afraid to fight anybody.
So if, for instance, he doesn't fight this guy, who would you like to see him fight? Or are you going to wait until he fights this guy?
I don't know. We'll see how this thing plays out over the next couple weeks. But yeah, if we can't get this fight done, we'll move on quickly.
I was going to say, Dana, my last thought on that. How long are you going to wait? I mean, how long is it worth waiting for?
I said a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
We'll have answers in the next.
The UFC heavyweight division stands at a dramatic crossroads, and all eyes are locked on Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall for months. Fight fans have been clamoring for a showdown between the legendary Jon Bones Jones and the rising star Tom Aspinall. A fight that would not only settle questions of supremacy, but also shape the future of the heavyweight division. Now, reports suggest that UFC executives are growing impatient.
Actually do what he says he does.
Bro, let me tell you something. Michael Bisping, before Tom Aspinall fought Sergey Pavlovich, he said all kind of crazy shit. He said he's gonna beat Jon Jones. He moved like Muhammad Ali. He gonna be the next Muhammad Ali. And I said, Mike, this has to be a gimmick. I said, please tell me. It's a gimmick. You're playing a part. There's no way you believed it. He goes, Daniel, this fight is gonna last 2 minutes between him and Sergey. I said, bro, Sergey's knocked out 8 dudes in a row. He's knocked out Derek Lewis in a minute. Tom goes and knocks him out. Tom leaves.
An ultimatum is on the table if Jones versus Aspinall does not materialize soon. The UFC will pivot and move forward with other contenders such as Cyril Gane or Derek Lewis. This development isn't just about business, it's about legacy, timing, and the ever-shifting balance of power at heavyweight, with Daniel Cormier adding his respected voice to the debate.
Gaethje uses is he doesn't just use the calf kick, he uses the running, kicking the soccer ball calf kick, where he'll start from here and just launch into it, and absolutely.
Acknowledging Tom Aspinall's unique potential, and even suggesting he's a younger version of what Jones once was. The urgency around this fight has intensified. Jon Jones, widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, cemented his dominance in the light heavyweight division for over a decade. When he moved up to heavyweight, the expectation was simple: take on the best and prove his GOAT status. Beyond doubt.
Yeah, oh, it's got up. Oh, it's got up. Yeah, it's got up. Yeah, perfect. That was
But since capturing the heavyweight title against Cyril Gane, his activity has slowed, and questions have lingered. Tom Aspinall, meanwhile, has been on a tear. The British fighter has showcased a blend of speed, size, and technical skill rarely seen at heavyweight. His rise has been fast, and his interim title win further fueled demands for a unification bout with Jones for fans.
And I'm chatting with him. And he tells me, he goes, DC, you haven't seen anything. He goes, I'm about to put it on this dude. I said, but boy, he's fast and he's big and he's been at the top of the game. He went at that dude like Curtis was not on his level. Knocked him out. Here's the problem. When we all fought Jon, you know that the first time I fought Jon Jones, I was 36 years old. I was 36 years old the first time I fought Jon Jones. 36 and 38 the second time. He's now what, 37, 38 years old? He was in his mid-20s when he fought all these great legends, but he fought them all when he was in his mid-20s. Now, he'd be on the other side of that coin. This kid's young. He's the older guy. He's been through the wars. It doesn't matter how great you are. When you go through that many battles, it will show the gusto.
This matchup feels inevitable. For the UFC, it feels necessary. However, scheduling complications, injuries, and negotiations have all delayed the fight. The promotion's frustration is now visible. Dana White and the UFC brass have made it clear the division cannot stall indefinitely. Should Jones versus Aspinall fail to come together, the UFC is prepared to keep the division moving. Two names have emerged as fallback contenders: Cyril Gane and Derek Lewis. Cyril Gane, the French technician, is still considered one of the most skilled heavyweights in the world despite his setback against Jones. His striking precision, movement, and fight IQ make him a credible challenger. A rematch
5, then back squat, yeah. Nice.
And then back to
5
the
more,
press.
5 more strip press.
Front squats.
Yeah, front squats now.
With Jones or a clash with Aspinall could be marketed as a high-level chess match. Inside the octagon. Derek Lewis, on the other hand, represents the fan-favorite alternative. Known for his knockout power and charisma, Lewis brings unpredictability every time he steps into the cage. While some question whether his skill set matches up with Jones or Aspinall, his sheer knockout threat guarantees excitement. If the UFC prioritizes entertainment and pay-per-view sales, Lewis's name will always be in the conversation. As a former division champion and longtime rival of Jon Jones, Cormier's perspective blends respect, rivalry, and sharp analysis. Cormier has openly stated that Tom Aspinall reminds him of Jon Jones in his prime. He sees in Aspinall the same physical gifts, length, athleticism,
I don't know, he doesn't say calories. 43.
and versatility, but with the hunger and momentum of a younger fighter. In Cormier's eyes, Aspinall possesses the very tools needed to hand Jones a rare defeat. This isn't casual praise. Cormier is quick to point out that very few heavyweights have the agility, footwork, and speed to compete with Jones's unorthodox style. Yet, Aspinall checks all those boxes. His ability to mix striking with grappling, his composure under pressure, and his natural athleticism give him a chance where others have fallen short. For Jon Jones, the stakes couldn't be higher.
Ah. 30. Ah.
Bringing it.
A fight against Tom Aspinall is more than just another title defense, it's the battle that could define the twilight of his career. If Jones defeats Aspinall, he silences critics, proves that even the new generation cannot dethrone him, and cements his legacy as the undisputed greatest of all time. But if he loses, the narrative shifts dramatically. A loss to Aspinall would spark debates about timing, decline, and whether Jones waited too long to take on the new blood of heavyweight. That's why this ultimatum matters. Jones has been selective in his opponents throughout his career, but the UFC is signaling that time is running out for cautious matchmaking. On the other side of this story is Tom Aspinall's meteoric rise. Hailing from the UK, Aspinall represents the
Simeon's absolutely rapid. Get this off my breath.
the new wave of heavyweight talent fighters who are not just big and strong, but also agile and technically refined. His knockout power, submission skills, and fight IQ have made him a complete package. More importantly, Aspinall has the fan base and charisma to carry the division forward. The UFC knows this. By pushing for a unification bout, they're not just chasing a great fight. They're also looking to crown a marketable champion who can headline events in Europe and beyond. The UFC's ultimatum to Jones and Aspinall reflects the balancing act the promotion must perform. On one hand, they want to respect the legacy of Jon Jones, a fighter who has carried the sport on his back for years. On the other, They must invest in the future of the heavyweight division, and that future is embodied in Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane, and Derek Lewis.
John, what up? What's up, man? I haven't seen you since Thailand.
How you feeling?
What's up, man?
Legend over here.
Can you sell it once and all for fans? They want to know, are you retired or not?
Oh, man. We're not doing that right now. Be sure to check out Dirty Boxing 2 tomorrow night.
Because I think you'll be back. What's the magic number to get you back?
If you come to Dirty Boxing, you'll find out.
What do you think about DC saying he would have already fought Tom?
I don't think much about it, but I really do want to fight Tom Aspinall. I just want to meet him here at Dirty Boxing.
So he has to come to a Dirty Boxing event for him to get the fight.
We'll fight here at Dirty Boxing.
You'll fight at Dirty Boxing. I like that. All right, Tom. John.
Remain solid options, but neither matchup carries the same historical weight or intrigue as Jones versus Aspinall. For the UFC, delaying the unification fight risks diminishing fan excitement and slowing momentum in a division that has struggled for consistency. The next few months will be decisive. If negotiations progress and the UFC can secure Jones versus Aspinall, fans will finally get the heavyweight clash they've been waiting for. If not, the promotion will pivot, likely slotting in Gane or Lewis to keep the title picture alive. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain: Tom Aspinall has arrived, and his presence has reshaped the heavyweight conversation. Whether against Jon Jones, Cyril Gane, or Derek Lewis, his next fight will be one of the most anticipated in recent memory. The UFC heavyweight division is in a rare position of both uncertainty and excitement. Jon Jones, the established legend, faces pressure to defend his throne against a surging young contender in Tom Aspinall. The UFC, unwilling to let the division stall, has made it clear that backup options exist. Daniel Cormier's endorsement of Aspinall as a fighter with the skill set to rival Jones has only added fuel to the fire. For fans, the storyline is irresistible: the old guard versus the new,